Yes, people, welcome back to AFTV. Arsenal have just beaten AC Milan 1-0 in pre-season. Joined here with Marty. What do you make of the game?
Do you know what, Jack? I really enjoyed watching that. It was, football's back, baby. And, watching Arsenal now knowing that we have got, probably 10 months of football in front of us. I love watching football. But, look, it was a good performance. It wasn't anything, I think, out of the ordinary. We got the win 1-0 to the Arsenal. I really liked how we set up sort of defensively to see Ben White. I think not saying, listen, it's pre-season back to his best, but you can see the intent and purpose. Last season, he looked at the back end after that operation, he looked a bit out of sorts. And he never really quite got into the team. William Saliba, as ever, I mean, there was a ball that went down, got played in the inside, and he actually overtakes Miles Lewis-Skelly and Kiwior to take the ball off Rafael Leao, who is not a slow guy. And he just did that with consummate ease. And that's, that Rolls-Royce defending. Miles Lewis-Skelly looked fantastic. Obviously, Raya just does his thing in the first half. And Kepa in the second half made a save or two. And then obviously in the penalty shootout makes three, good saves. I mean, one of them was a fantastic save. Obviously, look, they lost the penalty shootout in the end. But I like what I saw defensively, and then obviously the Norgard and Zubamendi. I mean, it was kind of a like-for-like situation, and if anything, having that strong pivot, every team. I mean, we saw it last season with Man City when they lost Rodri. Having a top six as a top club, you need. That is such an important position. And Norgard, just for me, looked like he's played for Arsenal. I know, look, this is pre-season, I get it, but he looked like he'd played Arsenal Football Club for years, and again for Zubamendi, and they offer two different dimensions in that role. Odegaard, when he came on in the second half, was so direct, and I love seeing that because there were so many times when he picked the ball up and just do a pirouette and turn. There was a season before when that really worked out, and then he'd spray the ball off. But last season, when he was doing it, he'd just run himself down an alley, a dead end alleyway, and do nothing with it. But today there was a couple of times where he picks the ball up, drives straight at that defence, and looks to lay a ball off, or put that incisive pass in. And and Havertz looked good, looked ready to go. And obviously Saka popping up with a goal that essentially won us the game, which. Taking those chances in front of goal, start as you mean to go on.
Yeah. And what did you make of the players that have a little bit to prove? Obviously, Havertz as a striker coming in, Nelson's in the shop window. There's a few people out there that sort of have to impress this pre-season.
Well, definitely. Look, the shop window, you talk about that, and it's funny you say that because obviously, the main thing is coming away. Definitely, you don't want to be getting any injuries in pre-season. You want all of the players that you play, you want them to walk off the pitch uninjured, and you want them to get game time and game experience. Yes, the shop window, that we all know that there's going to have to be plenty of players going out. And what I really like that Arsenal have done is they're doing their business, getting the players in first, and then they're looking to sell after. And obviously the transfer window's nowhere near shut, so there's time on that. Reece Nelson, unfortunately, I will get moved on, I'd imagine, and it has worked out for him, Arsenal, but it hasn't quite. And is he that player to take us, to the next level? He'll have a fantastic career in front of him, and good luck to him. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But, I think Zinchenko will be gone. So it's been important to get these reinforcements in 100%. But, another thing I love seeing today was bringing on the young guys. Max Dowman, what looks like a phenomenal talent. I actually beforehand thought, how's this guy, when I knew he was on the bench, I thought, what sort of games? Comes on at second half and starts running at an experienced AC Milan team, taking on players and looking to create chances. Now,
because obviously a young sort of playing men's football is so different to youth football. Like, you can run rings around under 18, 23s, but coming into men's football and playing like that.
Did he make it look different today? No, it looked like it was just how he was been playing football. He's, again, another player just, okay, it's a pre-season friendly, I get that. But he just slotted in and done what he had to do. And I love that.